All right, all right. Good morning, America. Welcome back. If you were a loyal listener before, this is the relaunch of my channel, Defense of America. That's why you'll hear me say DOA, Defense of America. I am William B. Strong. I go by Will B. Strong, and you can contact me, leave me comments down below. I want your interaction with this channel. This is a relaunch. We're going to build this channel one subscriber at a time. One subscriber at a time. I'm not one of these YouTubers that goes out and buys subscriptions and views and likes. And that goes on a lot in the YouTube world. And this channel is about America. This is about America. What is in the news about America? What are the biggest stories in the United States, as well as America's role in the world and America's events around the world. And that's what this channel is going to be about. And it's important. This is your channel too. But everything I say on this channel is my opinion. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. It is not to sell you anything. It's not to advise you to do anything. It's not to be your mentor on how you should conduct your life. Okay? I am not a lawyer. I am not a financial advisor. I am not an official of the U.S. government. All the opinions and comments that I make are my own. Again, I do not have any intentions to violate anybody's copyright laws, copyrights on any products, songs, music, videos. That is not my intention. If I know I'm doing something wrong, I will not do it on this channel. That's important. I see stuff. I watch a lot of YouTube. I see a lot of stuff on YouTube that, frankly, violates all kind of things that they say in their rules. So I don't really get it. It's a little bit confusing. You can also find me on Twitter at Defense of America. Okay, you can find me there. Please, if you're on Twitter, please hit that follow button for me, and let's get this crowd building so we can have a live chat, comment section. I'm just building this. We're just getting started. This is the relaunch. Okay, it's important on this day because this is the speech that Joe Biden is going to make in his second address to the nation, and that happens tonight at 9 p.m. He is going to tell you why you are better off now than you were before under the Trump administration. And we know that that's not true. I just went to the grocery store yesterday. In fact, it was Walmart, not a sponsor of this program. I went to Walmart, and actually, I think Walmart, in comparison to all the other grocery stores in my area, is the cheapest compared to Aldi. Now, I picked up a few items, not a full cartload, and it still cost me $108. Now, $108 is a lot of money for most Americans. And that's what Joe Biden is going to be talking about tonight, that everything's rosy red because unemployment is at a record low. That's because people have bills to be paid. And he's going to be talking about his other accomplishments in the last 2 years. So that's going to be at 9 o'clock on all major media outlets. And you have an opportunity to view in, or you have an opportunity to not watch it. That'll be up to you. I suggest you watch it and then you come back on my channel and you drop some comments so we can address those live here at some point of the program. But, you know, this program, I will be on and off, not on a regular schedule yet because I'm constantly on the move. Right now, I'm here in my home, and I'll be broadcasting from here. And I'm not technically the most proficient guy, but I am learning things. And so I'm not going to be real flashy. That if you want that, you can go to other channels. If you want to interact on issues defining America and issues in America, then this is the place you need to be, because we're going to be talking about it very candidly, very raw, very unfiltered. And I would love to engage your comments as well. We are live. We are live from the great free state of Florida here this morning. So the first major story we need to talk about is right here. We need to talk about what's going on here in Turkey. Turkey right now and Syria. Turkey and Syria have had a major earthquake. This earthquake was like a 7.5, 7.8 on the Richter scale, and you're looking at a site that is being excavated at this point, and that excavation is taking place as we talk. It's, you know, there's all kinds of things going on behind the scenes here. You can see that there, what's going on. This is going to be a struggle for them. This took place last night. It was during the day when the earthquake struck. They are in winter conditions. It's extremely cold there. It's at freezing or below. At night, it gets worse. They already have confirmed about 5,700 deaths. That is a terrible number. Is terrible devastation for those who survived. Their homes are gone, their businesses are gone, and it's going to take a long time for recovery. It's very unfortunate, even though Turkey, who has been a steady ally of the United States for many years. I have traveled to Ankara, Turkey capital, on several occasions. There are U.S. military forces in the area, and hopefully none of these military personnel were affected by this terrible earthquake. President Biden has been in contact with President Erdogan of Turkey, and at this point has offered up whatever assistance they may need. Of course, in any type of efforts, rescue efforts like this, the United States always sends a team of professionals who are trained and experienced in such recovery efforts. So, in that regard, the president has declared a state of emergency, which gives the state great powers over the people. Over the next 3 months, I think it'll take longer than that. All right, that's a big story, which we will be following. Let's move on to our next great story that we need to talk about. And that is, let's see if I can get this thing up properly. Hopefully I can, and we shall see. We shall see. Okay, here we go. Nope, that's still the wrong one, isn't it? Okay, let's try again. We're having a couple little technical difficulties, but we're not going to panic here. We're not going to panic whatsoever. Let's go back to where we start. And we will, let's see. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. Be patient with me there. Don't get cranked up. Be patient with me. Okay. Let's see what I want to do here. Let's see if this will do it for me. Boy, things are really working slow here today. Terrible. No, that's not what we want to do either. We're going to keep doing this. We're not going to go away. Something is not right here. Something is not right. What the hell is going on here now? That's not what it's supposed to be showing. All right, now I think we got it, folks. I think we're right where we need to be. And I think let's go. We're getting there now. Boy, it could be a lot smoother, I think, couldn't it? Okay, it could be a lot smoother. All right, I think we're in now. We're in where we need to be. Maybe we're in where we need to be. All right. Okay, we are now. We are where we need to be. It's not what I wanted up, but it is what it is. Okay, let's go back to our main screen here. And this likely will be our main screen until I decide to freaking change it. Okay. Let's go back to the big story, and that's going to be Joe Biden. Joe Biden's been in office 2 years. We've seen a degradation of his health. We've seen a degradation of his mental and physical health in general. There's been no doubt about that. All right. There are a lot of people behind the scenes in his administration who are really pulling the strings, and hopefully Kamala Harris is not one of those people. She is not a major player in his administration at this point, and she has no chance of being elected president of the United States. Okay, they are not going to run her in 2024. All indications show that the president, Joe Biden, will be the candidate. Now, there are some rumors and conspiracy rumors out there that Joe Biden will run. If he were to be elected, which would be unbelievable, then it's possible that he would step aside after 12 to 18 months, and then Kamala Harris, who will be running with him again, would step into the role as president. This would be unbelievable, but anything's possible in politics, and the Democratic Party just wants to maintain power for another 4 years after they run in 2024, obviously. This would not be good for the country, but that's what it is. Now, one of the things that he'll be talking about tonight is the state of the economy. That's his address to the nation and to the Congress. Here's the problem, Joe. The problem is you keep talking about how everybody's employed. Well, that's good. I mean, everybody can pull a monthly check and get by or barely get by. And if you look out in some of our major cities, you see all the number of homeless people around. It's become an issue. People can get by, but they can't put away enough in order to have an emergency fund, which is generally considered to be 6 to 8 months of salary to hold you over if you lose your job or you have emergencies at your house or your automobile or for your health care. You never hear him really talk about the high cost of healthcare, the high cost of property taxes, property insurance, auto insurance. And when you start adding these up and throw a little entertainment value costs in there, people are putting everything on credit cards, and that debt is estimated to be $6,000 to $10,000 per American on credit cards on average. That's incredible. You never hear him talk about that. People are barely getting by, and it's getting so. We love America, but you can't afford to live in America given the inflation rate. The inflation rate now somewhere around 7 to 8%, and that's not expected to drop very quickly. And that's a big problem. So you won't hear Joe Biden talk about that tonight. Okay? And then we have the matter of these debacles that he's had in the last 2 years, starting with the first one that I launched my first channel episode about, and that was the matter of the failed evacuation from Afghanistan and the unfortunate deaths of our military personnel during that evacuation. Excuse me, that was a complete disaster. And now, following that, we have his risky behavior of mishandling classified information in 2 to 3 different locations. Now, I've tweeted about this, and in my tweets, I've told the investigators where they should look. You should be interviewing people that surrounded him when he was writing his memoir, writing his book or books. Go ask those people, put them under oath, and ask them if they ever saw him with classified material or that they used any of that classified information in his books. I doubt that any of this classified information is really going to damage national security. I don't know that. But what I do know is this, that if any other federal employee not at the executive level were caught doing something like this, they would be under full FBI investigation. They would be indicted. They would make a plea deal and end up in federal prison. That's how that really works in real life for federal employees. But these presidents and other senior executives, because they know they're going to write books, because their mindset is on the dollar bill when they get out, is I'm going to take what I need to do to place it into my book and into my memoirs. And Joe Biden, when he took it, he was vice president, so he wasn't president. He has no authority to declassify anything. And of course, the excuse is, I didn't know. People were packing stuff up, and it ended up there inappropriately. I'm fully cooperating with authorities to figure this mess out. Well, this is another one of the FBI investigations that seem probably won't go very far. We haven't solved the investigations into Hunter Biden. We haven't solved the Biden connections with the Chinese. We haven't solved the shenanigans that went on when Joe Biden was vice president and his dealings with Ukraine. I mean, it's crazy how many open investigations there are in this country between DOJ, who instructs the FBI to do these investigations. I mean, it's ridiculous how many are going on. And now we have more inquiries, starting with the Chinese balloon. That's the other thing that just came up. A Chinese intelligence balloon floating across the United States, directed by the Chinese, and we did nothing about it until it got off the Atlantic coast shore, and then we shot it down appropriately. The question is, why wasn't this, when was it first known that there was a Chinese balloon off the West Coast, off Alaska? NORAD, or command, U.S. Air Force Command and Joint Command in Colorado, tracks every piece of debris, tracks every missile, tracks every satellite, and is supposed to track anything in the air around U.S. airspace. When did they know this was tracking towards Alaska and towards the United States? When was Joe Biden, the president, notified of this? And when was the first decisions made to do something about it? The Chinese claim it was an innocent weather balloon that went off track. Well, if that's true, and they were tracking it, obviously, did they pick up the phone and call the United States? Did they pick up the phone and call their military liaisons in the Pentagon? Did they pick up the phone and call Joe Biden and apologize and tell him exactly what it was and what was happening and discuss the matter? I haven't heard anything like that. I haven't heard any questions asked like that. I don't understand that. I truly, truly don't understand that. But that is a major, major issue, and it's an embarrassment, another military embarrassment for the Biden administration. Now, for the last topic, and we only do these for 30 minutes. That's it. Unless I've got a whole bunch of listeners that I can see out there or people commenting. Otherwise, we're going to hold it throughout 30 minutes or less. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is really the war in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine. Russia versus Ukraine. Ukraine versus Russia. It's really Russia versus Ukraine and its allies. Okay. And whether we want to admit it or not, we are engaged heavily as the United States in a war against Russia, period. We are pouring billions of dollars of money in terms of equipment and logistics into this war against Russia. We are joined in that effort by NATO allies, who are also footing the bill. They are supplying equipment, weapons, tanks, rocket launchers, drones, small arms, ammunition, uniforms, food to help keep Ukraine head above water. And that's where we stand. But how we don't say this is a war is beyond me, okay? Because the United States doesn't see us in wars unless we have a declared war by Congress. Congress is the only body that can declare a war officially. But that's what's going on. This is a major battlefront that's not going away quickly. And nor should it. Given the devastation the Russians have brought to the Ukraine cities and just randomly hitting targets, it's hard to believe that they would be targeting civilians, but you know, they are. Seems like they are. So I'm not going to make that accusation because I don't know, but it sure seems that way. But the Ukrainians aren't going to give up territory. They're too deep into this now. They have too much pride, and it would be an embarrassment to do that, to kneel at the foot of Putin and the Russians. So that's your recap for today. This is our relaunch. We're going to get smoother. We're going to get better, but we need your help by joining the channel. So if you would hit that subscribe button, all right, hit that like button and leave a few comments, because that helps the algorithm of YouTube, which is another topic, helps propel us a little bit out to a few more people. Otherwise, we're going to flutter around here, but that's okay too. So please do that for me, and we will see you next time on Defense of America with William B. Strong. Y'all stay safe out there, and let's defend America.